Right. What I don't understand is I closed my eyes, drew back the curtain. Why is he opening the curtains with his eyes closed? And then to see for certain, but he can't see because he's got his eyes closed. Joseph, are you okay, mate? Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Movie Musicals. And the musicals that I'm raving about today are Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Rock of Ages, and Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. This title is really long. And I'm going to start with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Oh, I'm going to have to edit the subtitles so many times in this. This one is just an absolute classic. And even though it's nothing to do with Christmas, it's always on at Christmas. Every year, without fail, it is on TV at least once. Dick Van Dyke is brilliant. I love him. He just has such a fantastic energy. And he's such a great dancer. And even now, in things like in recent years, like Night in the Museum and Mary Poppins Returns, he's so good at dancing still. What is he, like 95 now, I want to say? Oh, what a legend. Legend. This one's just so heartwarming, and it's got its silly moments and it's really fun, but then it's also really emotional. It's just a great film for the whole family to watch together, and I mean, until the child catcher comes. No, thank you. I'm 22 and I'm still scared of the child catcher. All free today. My favourite songs. I don't know why I decided to do favourite songs. That's so hard. I love Doll on a Music Box when she's doing like the clockwork thing. That's really cool. I like Toot Sweet as well. That one's quite nice. I think because it's just got such a big ensemble with it. It's fun. Oh, but then there's the posh as well. Oh, the posh, travelling life, the travelling life for me. I love the grandpa. He's brilliant. It's the how an elephant got in my pajamas, I shall never know. From the ashes of disaster grow the roses of success. Oh, I can't pick. I love them all. All the songs are brilliant. That is definitely one of my favourite musicals. I would love to see it live. That looks like such a fun show, especially with the car flying. Magic. Next up is Rock of Ages. I haven't seen the show of it before. I've only ever seen the film. I've seen like bits where they come on and do a medley. I know there's a few differences in like the characters, and like I think there's a bit more story in the actual musical. But I don't know, I've never been able to go and see it when it's been on, so I can't compare it. There's quite a few casting choices that I'm not particularly a fan of. One weird one being Tom Cruise as Stacey Jacks. I mean, he's all right, but I'm also not really a fan of Catherine Zeta-Jones or Alec Baldwin. I'm not saying they're bad in it. I enjoy some of the bits in it. They've got good songs, but I don't know, just not particularly a fan of them. And at some points, I'm just kind of waiting for them to go back to Mary J. Blige. I love the music in it. They use like the powerful classic 80s rock songs to tell this story of all these different people. I think my favourites would have to be the More Than Words and Heaven medley. That is so good, and Julianne and Diego sing it so beautifully together. And Diego's song in the record shop, he sings I Wanna Rock, and it is so good. It's such a great number, and like the dancing around the record shop, I love it. It's so good. Oh, and the opening medley mashup thing, yes, it's Sister Christian when she's on the bus, and then she gets off the bus, and it is Just Like Paradise. And then it goes into Nothing But a Good Time. It's so good. It brings like a lot of the cast into it to introduce you to everyone, and it really like sets the tone for the whole film. And I was on board. First time I watched it, I was like, yes, I'm here for this. And finally, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. This was Donny Osmond as Joseph. He has such a beautiful voice. He's a fantastic Joseph. Each song is so different, like pretty much everyone is a different genre, and his voice just works so well for like the really upbeat ones, and then like the ballads like Close Every Door to Me. He smashes that song. That is like the best rendition I have ever heard for that song. The film just captures the energy of the show so perfectly. I absolutely love it. I mean, like the backdrops and the scenery aren't really great for film, they're not realistic. But like the musical was written to be performed by primary school kids. So it's one of those things that you can't really look into too deeply because it's just a fun show. It is a great ensemble piece with a fantastic cast. There's so many like big names in it. And they're all so strong and they all work so well together. The thing is with Joseph, my biggest pet peeve in life is when people start the ahs too early in Any Dream Will Do. I really shout at people when they get it wrong, so I'd never be able to direct that show with kids in it. Could you imagine? Drew back the curtain. Not yet! I say that's one of my favourite songs, of course. And those Canaan Days, I love that one. Just like the French accents and the like little words of French that are just popped in. I would sing it, but I can't do a French accent, so I don't want to offend people. I think I've sung enough in this video. I think also with that song, the sound of male voices harmonising just brings me so much joy. I think any of the songs with the brothers, really, they're just brilliant. I love the Benjamin Calypso. That one's really fun. Oh no, not him. Oh, and the Pharaoh song. I think it's called Song of the King. You basically, for that song, have to do an Elvis impression. Well, I was wandering along the banks of the river. So yeah, those are 3 more of my favourite movie musicals. Coming up next month in episode 3 is The Wizard of Oz, Rocket Man, and Into the Woods. Thanks for watching. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more of this. But as always, stay safe and look after yourselves. Bye.